The final movie we watched this week was Dylan's pick, that being the 2001 comedy film Super Trooper. So,
dude, this movie's about a race of workers that Jackson's never encountered for some reason, and they love playing shenanigans, and then somehow it turns into a serious movie about busing drugs, and they find out the other police station was involved, and then they get shut down, and they have their jobs anyway.
Dude, fun fact, the couple that Officer Farva calls chicken fuckers were his actual parents.
You know,
Oh no.
that's a good fun fact, I suppose. I'll give that one to ya. Tanner, where are you putting
Very
this film?
funny.
I have this one at a flat B.
Okay,
Whoa.
Dylan, how about you?
B- myself.
Alright, I'm at a C-. Jackson?
yeah, I'm also at a C-.
Unsurprising. The comedy
Whoa.
movie wasn't funny. Tell us more.
I think
I'll just
this
start.
movie. Oh, I was gonna say I'll start if you're gonna throw it at me.
No, yeah, I'll pass the torch to you. Sorry.
Unsurprisingly, I did not find the comedy movie funny. I think there are some funny jokes, like the fucking guy sliding across the hood and then falling to the ground, and it's like, nice wax job. And you're like, thanks. It's got some funny moments to it. I think the whole opening bit is pretty silly, where they're just like fucking like fourth dimensional beings just appearing and reappearing. That shit's funny to me, and they're just fucking with them. But the movie in the end is pretty generic for the most part. I guess I'll give it some credit that it tries to have some amount of through line with the plot and not just be like a bit movie. But the problem is that the plot's not particularly entertaining, and it forces the movie to drag on a lot in the end for me. And it just felt like it should have been over like 15 minutes before the ending of it, and I was just kind of fucking bored by that point and annoyed that it just kept going. I wish like they all just got fired and the movie ended, and I think that would have been totally fine. I didn't need the fucking lap of them catching the bad guys and solving the case and getting their jobs back and being the good guys in the end. I don't fucking care about that, you know? This isn't the type of movie I'm invested in these characters and their outcomes. I'm invested in watching them be silly and stupid and have fun.
Yeah, I went into this movie just kind of, you know, it's a comedy. I think we all have our expectations of these movies at this point. I didn't think it was bad. I'm not going to say I was, like, laughing out loud laughing, but I enjoyed the entertainment of it, at least. I liked the antics they got up to. They really made Farva a dislikable character, and I think they made it easy to dislike him from anybody's standpoint, but I did also think the transition from a funny ha-ha comedy antics movie to a legit, like, we have a plot, there is a reason to this movie, was strange. I don't know if we've really had any other movie that's done that, and I think this is gonna be a really weird one, if it was one, I'd say maybe the Weird Al movie, but even then, the plot that they transitioned to was still a joke. But I was fine with the movie overall. I do remember the very ending when they're delivering the beer keg. I was like, god damn, it sucks that they lost. I thought, like, them losing their job anyway was such a rug pull, which, you know, doesn't ultimately matter either way, but when they were delivering the beer keg, in my mind I was like, you know, it'd be really funny that, you know, it would make sense that they started like a beer company, you know, they like parties and shenanigans, and then my afterthought was, what if they're like undercover now, like they're trying to bust people by like participating in activities that you know, maybe they shouldn't be, and you know, they ended up being. The irony of the whole situation is, oh, by the way, now they just work for the fucking other police station that the governor should have definitely defunded and started funding the other place, but whatever, who the fuck cares, because this isn't a serious movie. Yeah, I don't really have any outstanding thoughts other than that.
Dude, I thought the movie was funny.
Yeah.
Nico, quick question. Does Superbad count as a stoner comedy? I assume not.
I
figured it would.
Say so.
I'm trying to, do they smoke marijuana at any point in the movie?
I don't.
I think, no, the cops and one kid do, I thought, right?
I think they're just smoking cigarettes.
I thought so. Maybe
Yeah,
it
I
was
think
just
so.
cigarettes. Never mind. Does it have to
I'm
be?
going to say that disqualifies that. So, in that case, this is my favorite stoner comedy we've done so far, which I believe only includes Tenacious D.
I was
Wait,
gonna
does
say.
Big Lebowski...
No.
I don't think The Big Lebowski.
The Big
counts as a comedy.
Lebowski has too much going on to be considered a stoner comedy.
That's exactly what I was saying.
That's
It's
fair
definitely
enough.
a fucking comedy, Dylan. What?
I don't know.
Did I miss that? Did Dylan just say The Big Lebowski wasn't a comedy?
I didn't think it was. Missed the bus.
Moving on.
You need to go watch that one again, buddy. But yeah, I think this is my favorite stoner comedy we've done so far. I thought it was pretty silly. I liked a good amount of the jokes. All of the stuff with them, like, just fucking with people they pulled over, I thought was pretty good. When he was seeing how many times he can say meow. Simple, yet effective bit, I would say. I'm pulling up jokes because Nico fucking criticizes us when we don't. I like the one where they're delousing Farva. And he's just like,
sugar.
this is powdered sugar. He's
Great
like,
stuff, dude.
lice hate sugar. And I like the sort of meta bit where, like, in the first half to maybe even first 3/4 of the movie, you assume what the dynamic is that their chief is, like, the serious guy with a bunch of bonehead employees. But then by the end, you're like, oh no, he's a fucking retard like them too. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a good bit. For negatives, I mean, it's stupid. The plot doesn't really matter. The bits that don't work, obviously contribute nothing to the movie. But it got enough belly chortles out of me to keep it at least one tier higher than Tenacious D.
Dude, character check, really quick. Did the police chief look like Tommy Lee Jones?
I can kinda see it.
He just looked like a shorter, fatter version of Tommy Lee Jones. I don't remember who I watched it with. It might have been both Nico and Jackson, but I think I'd mentioned that to them, and I don't remember if you guys said anything about that. So I wanted to check here.
What are your thoughts, Nico?
It wasn't fun.
Whoa.
Yeah,
credits.
big problem with this film is that a lot of the jokes kind of just like drag on for too long, which is weird because like a problem with this movie is that a lot of the jokes take a while. They're not like very snappy, and so when a joke doesn't work, they just keep doing it and it fucking pisses me off. Like it drags so much, especially at the end when they're all like sitting there in the bushes being like, is that the police chief? Oh, what's going on? What are we gonna do about it? That scene lasts for so fucking long. I hated it so goddamn much. They're just sitting there drunk off their asses, being like, oh, it's an inside job. Oh my god. Fuck this movie, man. Fuck it.
But you're making it sound so funny right now, Nico.
It isn't funny in the moment.
Okay.
Like, a lot of the jokes also don't lead anywhere. It's just like bits for the sake of bits. Like, things aren't naturally leading into one another at all. Like, fucking them, like, showing up at the gun range and just shooting at each other's dicks. That has no purpose. I fucking hated it, man.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that this movie was put together by a improv comedy troupe. Because there are very identifiable segments where you're like, okay, this is just a skit that they came up with, essentially. Second fun fact, for that scene where they were shooting each other in the dick, for some reason they filmed that, like immediately outside of a prison, and so the fucking prisoners were, like, hooting and hollering at the guy that was buck-ass naked out there.
That's pretty fun. That's also good fun.
Dude, he's
Oh, boy.
3 for 4 when we watch 3 movies. Anyway, I imagine we don't have too much fuel left in the tank for reviewing a comedy movie.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Dude, lady cop, hot or not?
Yes.
She's okay.
Yeah, she could get it. Why not? Tanner, question for you. What's the difference between, like, state troopers or whatever the fuck these guys are normal?
Jurisdiction. Yeah. These guys are in charge of the highway. The city or county, I think it was county police, are in charge of everything that isn't the highway.
Why do we need a different thing?
I believe it's just like the types of crimes that are typically encountered on the highway are sufficiently different that having people specially trained to deal with those crimes is worthwhile.
That and coverage.
Dylan's answer is wrong. Please ignore him.
Wow.
I'm gonna go ahead and assume that this is more bloat that we can just cut out of the system. Anyway, I'm sticking to my C-.
Yeah, I think I'll also be sticking out my
What
C.
rating did I give this movie?
B-.
Dude, I'm gonna keep it there.
Dude, I'll keep my B as well.
And it lands at a C plus overall. Same rank as Manchester by the Sea, funnily enough.
Whoa. That's... See how stupid you guys look now making that happen?
This is not my fault, you know. I rated it the same as Manchester by the Sea, to be honest. So, you know, technically, it all worked out.